When most students think of the future tense in Spanish, they think they don't ever need to actually learn it or use it because they can use the present tense trick ir plus a plus the infinitive. For example, I'm going to study all night.
Voy a estudiar toda la noche.
Or we're going to go for a run a little later.
Vamos a ir a correr en un ratito.
And although this is a really useful trick to help beginner Spanish students, we could use the future tense to express that these actions will take place at some point in the future. For example, I will study all night.
Estudiaré toda la noche.
Or we will go for a run in a little while.
Iremos a correr al ratito.
But this is not the only usage of the future tense. We can also, as advanced students, make promises, predictions, and even speculate about things that are happening in the present.
But before we get into all our examples, let's see how to conjugate it.
Okay, but if you already know how to conjugate the future tense, you can go ahead and skip to the next chapter where we get into all the examples and explanations. Now, the great news is that to conjugate into the future tense is super simple. We're just going to add the exact same set of endings to any infinitive of a verb.
The endings will be yo, he, tú, has, él, ella o usted, ha, nosotros, nosotras, hemos, vosotros, vosotras, eis, ellos, ellas o ustedes, han.
So let's go ahead and see one verb each of an AR, an ER, and an IR verb ending. Remember, we just leave the infinitive as is and add those future tense endings. So let's first see the AR verb avisar.
Yo avisaré. Tú avisarás. Él, ella o usted avisará. Nosotros, nosotras avisaremos. Vosotros, vosotras avisaréis. Ellos, ellas o ustedes avisarán.
Now, for a verb ending in ER, like aprender, we leave the infinitive as is and we add our future tense endings.
Yo aprenderé. Tú aprenderás. Él, ella o usted aprenderá. Nosotros, nosotras aprenderemos. Vosotros, vosotras aprenderéis. Ellos, ellas o ustedes aprenderán.
And for a verb ending in IR, like decidir, we leave the infinitive as is and then we add our future tense endings.
Yo decidiré. Tú decidirás. Él, ella o usted decidirá. Nosotros, nosotras decidiremos. Vosotros, vosotras decidiréis. Ellos, ellas o ustedes decidirán.
Now the good news is for irregular verbs, we don't have to worry about any changes happening with the endings, but there will be a change in the stem of the verb. Now, if you've seen the video on the conditional tense that we posted last week, you're going to see that these irregularities follow the exact same patterns, and the main 12 verbs that are irregular are the exact same.
That's right. There are relatively few irregular verbs in the future tense that follow one of three patterns.
That's right. The first pattern are verbs like poner, which will drop the E or the I from the infinitive and add the consonant D.
Poner, pondré.
The second pattern is verbs like poder, which drop the vowel from the infinitive entirely.
Poder, podré.
And of course, the third pattern is that there is no pattern, verbs like hacer and decir, which you just have to learn how they're irregular.
Hacer, haré. Decir, diré.
However, once we've learned these irregularities, it's not so bad because the compound of these verbs will follow the exact same pattern.
Hacer, haré. Deshacer, desharé. Poner, pondré. Componer, compondré.
So when first learning the future tense, these are the 12 most common irregular verbs that you need to be aware of. Remember, the endings never change. We just have to learn which pattern of the irregularity each of these verbs follows.
We'll only show the yo form conjugation to give you the idea. If you need to pause the video to write them down, do that now. We'll wait. As we previously said, the future tense is mainly used to express what will happen.
Exactly. By using the future tense, the speaker clearly expresses what they expect to happen, whether it involves personal actions, scheduled events, or upcoming activities. And we'll use the future tense when we want to sound more formal or when we want to emphasize our certainty about something happening in the future.
It's like saying, I will or I shall do something in the future.
So for example, I will travel to Spain next summer.
Yo viajaré a España el próximo verano.
So we're using the future here because we're saying, I will travel. We fully expect this to happen. Or, my parents will buy a new car next year.
Mis padres comprarán un coche nuevo el próximo año.
Or, he will decide what to do this weekend.
Él decidirá qué hacer este fin de semana.
So, we can see from these first few examples that if we want to express I will do something, we can use the future tense. However, it can sound a bit formal, and for that reason, it's very common to just use the present tense trick, ir plus a plus the infinitive of the verb, like this. I'm going to study for the exam tomorrow.
Voy a estudiar para el examen mañana.
So we just conjugate ir into the present tense, then add a, and then the infinitive, another verb, voy a estudiar, I'm going to study. Or, they are going to travel to Mexico next month.
Ellos van a viajar a México el próximo mes.
Or, are you going to attend the meeting on Thursday?
¿Vas a asistir a la reunión el jueves?
So in any of these cases, we could use the future tense or the present tense ir a infinitive trick. It's the same thing.
But believe it or not, we can express future actions just by using the present tense.
That's right. If we feel very certain that something will happen, and or especially if we use a verb of movement, it's common just to use the present tense, like in these examples. I'm going to the doctor on Friday.
Voy al médico el viernes.
So here we most likely have an appointment and we're very sure that it's something that we will actually do. And ir is a verb of movement. So this is a great example of how we can just use the present tense to talk about something we'll do in the future. Now don't translate literally. Voy doesn't mean I go, it can mean I'll go. Another example would be, next Monday, I'll start a new job.
El próximo lunes empiezo un nuevo trabajo.
So we've already gotten the job, it's pretty sure that our first day is on Monday, so we can just use the present tense. Or, we'll see each other next week.
Nos vemos la próxima semana.
But remember, we can't do this with every verb because it wouldn't make sense to say something like, I'm going to spill the water tomorrow morning.
Derramo el agua mañana por la mañana. Yeah, no, that would be weird. But anyway, now we understand that we can use the future tense, the ir plus a plus infinitive trick, or simply the present tense to express future actions. But wait. Here are 3 more uses of the future tense you probably never learned or knew about before.
Now, before we get into those, this is a good time to stop. Make sure you like this video if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any other lessons like this, and head over to Buy Me a Coffee where you can donate to the channel and help give us that caffeinated energy we need to keep making these videos for you guys. We thank you so much.
Okay, so another way to use the future tense is to make assumptions or speculations about something in the present or the future.
That's right. So if we're wondering where someone might be right now, we could say, where could Juan be right now?
¿Dónde estará Juan ahora?
Or we could ask ourselves, what time could it be?
¿Qué hora será?
Or, surely they're arriving home by now.
Seguramente ellos estarán llegando a casa en este momento.
So this is a really cool trick, is that in the conditional tense, we speculate or make assumptions about the past. But with the future, it's the same thing, but we always speculate or make assumptions about the present. Now, another reason we need to use the future tense is when we make predictions, like if we wanted to say, the weather will be sunny tomorrow.
El clima estará soleado mañana.
Or, artificial intelligence will perform many tasks in the future.
La inteligencia artificial realizará muchas tareas en el futuro.
Or, in 5 years, there will be many more tourists in Istanbul.
En 5 años habrá más turistas en Estambul.
So in these examples, we're not talking about something we will do or assumptions or speculations. It's not necessarily going to be true, but we're making a prediction because it probably will be true. So in that way, we'll use the future tense. Another way we can use the future tense is when we talk about determination or expressing promises, like, I will call you tonight.
Te llamaré esta noche.
Or, don't worry, I won't let you down.
No te preocupes, no te fallaré.
Or, I'll finish this project before the deadline.
Terminaré este proyecto antes del plazo.
Now, a quick word about haber, because haber means to have and is usually used as a helping verb with Spanish compound tenses. However, when it's used in simple tenses, in the present tense, it means there is or there are. In the past tense, hubo or había means there was or there were. When we use it in the future tense, habrá, it will mean there will be. So let's see some examples using haber, like there will be an important meeting at the office tomorrow.
Mañana habrá una reunión importante en la oficina.
Or there will be many opportunities to learn in that course.
Habrá muchas oportunidades para aprender en ese curso.
And when we use habrá as a question, instead of there will be, it will change to will there be. Like, will there be more people at the party this time?
¿Habrá más personas en la fiesta esta vez?
And that's it. We hope that you enjoyed this video and now fully understand how to use the future tense.
Now watch this video to keep improving your Spanish.
Until next time.